Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
My name is Debbie Kimbrell. I am the administrative assistant here at Anderson Chapel. I also work as part of the media ministry. It was great working with Lighthouse. Everyone was very professional, came in to do video recording and streaming for a conference that we hosted here on time. They did what they needed to do, was seamless and transparent. It was great. The feedback, everyone was impressed. So it went out, it was a conference level, so a state level event, and everyone was impressed with the product and the result. We got the DVDs too, which people purchased, and they were impressed with those. It was great overall.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, founder and CEO of Lighthouse Streaming. Over the last 4 years, we've had some tremendous successes, none of which could have been accomplished without you, our clients, and our viewers. From my family and the staff of Lighthouse Streaming, thank you.
My name is Tashay Sayes. I'm a music major at MCC, and I'm so happy to be here. It's crazy how I got here.
My name is Emily Adams. I'm the marketing director for the Texas Asphalt Pavement Association. We are here at our 3rd annual MAPS conference at the Waco Convention Center in beautiful Waco, Texas. I think the event has exceeded all of our expectations. We had an amazing turnout and great sessions and nothing but positive feedback. So this is our first conference in a convention center, and I'm used to working with hotels where there's like one person to talk to for everything. And so at the last minute, we realized we needed audio and video services. And so I contacted Lighthouse Streaming and Audio, and they were very quick to respond. They were able to, even though it was the last minute, they were able to fit us into their schedule, and they provided us with technicians and equipment to record our sessions, and we'll be able to provide the people who are speaking at those sessions with great video of themselves. I would highly recommend them. I highly recommend Lighthouse Streaming and Audio. I had nothing but a pleasant experience, and if we come back to Waco again, which we hope to do, I know I'll be in touch with them.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
My name is Debbie Kimbrell. I am the administrative assistant here at Anderson Chapel. I also work as part of the media ministry. It was great working with Lighthouse. Everyone was very professional, came in to do video recording and streaming for a conference that we hosted here on time. They did what they needed to do, was seamless and transparent. It was great. The feedback, everyone was impressed. So it went out, it was a conference level, so a state level event, and everyone was impressed with the product and the result. We got the DVDs too, which people purchased, and they were impressed with those. It was great overall.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, founder and CEO of Lighthouse Streaming. Over the last 4 years, we've had some tremendous successes, none of which could have been accomplished without you, our clients, and our viewers. From my family and the staff of Lighthouse Streaming, thank you.
My name is Tashay Sayes. I'm a music major at MCC, and I'm so happy to be here. It's crazy how I got here.
My name is Emily Adams. I'm the marketing director for the Texas Asphalt Pavement Association. We are here at our 3rd annual MAPS conference at the Waco Convention Center in beautiful Waco, Texas. I think the event has exceeded all of our expectations. We had an amazing turnout and great sessions and nothing but positive feedback. So this is our first conference in a convention center, and I'm used to working with hotels where there's like one person to talk to for everything. And so at the last minute, we realized we needed audio and video services. And so I contacted Lighthouse Streaming and Audio, and they were very quick to respond. They were able to, even though it was the last minute, they were able to fit us into their schedule, and they provided us with technicians and equipment to record our sessions, and we'll be able to provide the people who are speaking at those sessions with great video of themselves. I would highly recommend them. I highly recommend Lighthouse Streaming and Audio. I had nothing but a pleasant experience, and if we come back to Waco again, which we hope to do, I know I'll be in touch with them.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
My name is Debbie Kimbrell. I am the administrative assistant here at Anderson Chapel. I also work as part of the media ministry. It was great working with Lighthouse. Everyone was very professional, came in to do video recording and streaming for a conference that we hosted here on time. They did what they needed to do, was seamless and transparent. It was great. The feedback, everyone was impressed. So it went out, it was a conference level, so a state level event, and everyone was impressed with the product and the result. We got the DVDs too, which people purchased, and they were impressed with those. It was great overall.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, founder and CEO of Lighthouse Streaming. Over the last 4 years, we've had some tremendous successes, none of which could have been accomplished without you, our clients, and our viewers. From my family and the staff of Lighthouse Streaming, thank you.
My name is Tashay Sayes. I'm a music major at MCC.
Primetime. I am your host, Jalen Gillis, getting ready to take you through the primetime topics in sports, not just here in the Central Texas area, but from all around the nation. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us here today on Centex Primetime on this Tuesday afternoon, heading into Tuesday evening. I want to thank you guys for jumping in here on Centex Sports Network. I want to thank you guys, whether you're watching on YouTube, Centex Sports Network / Centex Sports TV over on YouTube. Go over there, hit that subscribe button. You can click the bell so you can get notified when we go live here 5 to 7 p.m. weekdays right here on Centex Sports Network. Also, you can view this on Facebook at Centex Sports Network, on X at Centex Sports Network. You can watch this from multiple different platforms, folks, wherever you want to watch this from. You can catch us live here 5 to 7 p.m. right here on Centex Primetime. Well, folks, plenty to talk about here today on the show. We've got March Madness going on. They'll kick back up on Thursday. The women's bracket will start back up on Friday. So we got a full slate, full weekend of basketball. We've got the NBA is at the high point of the season. We're at the point where everybody is trying to make a playoff push. So we get some of the best basketball tonight. Golden State versus Miami. Usually that would just be a regular matchup. But with Jimmy Butler making his first return since all the drama, since all the trade news, since all that has happened, this is his first return to Miami. So that should be much watched television. That game coming on actually in about 30, 45 minutes here. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. We'll talk a little bit about the NFL draft. The draft is right around the corner, a little less than a month away. Cam Ward had his pro day today. Looked pretty good out there. So we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about some more prospects in the NFL draft. I'll do some of my top five QBs that I have in the draft this year. So we'll talk some more NFL draft. We'll do some quick takes as well. We'll talk about the Stanford coach getting fired. Yesterday, you guys heard us talking about, me and PJ were on here, talking about the Texas Longhorns hiring the Xavier men's basketball coach as their coach right after Xavier knocked him out of the tournament. Thought that was kind of funny. But Stanford moves on from their head coach as well. We'll talk about some more topics in the NBA as well. We'll talk about some of the teams that are real threats in both conferences, the East and the West. So Plenty to talk about here today on Centex Primetime. First off, we have to start, though, with the terrible news of Juju Watkins has torn her ACL, and she is out for the season. They played in a game last night. They come out on fire as usual. USC was beating up on the school they were facing. That's something usual, something we're used to seeing. But at the end of it, or at the end of the first quarter, Juju actually was hit. Some people felt like she was hit, but there was contact made on the play. She falls down. You saw her knee buckle immediately, and everybody already started speculating right away that, hey, this could possibly be a torn ACL. For those of you that watch the show, you guys know how I feel about Juju Watkins. I think she's the face of women's basketball, really just women's basketball in general. I think college and in the WNBA. Now, some people might get after me for saying that, but I feel like Juju Watkins is already better than half the people in the WNBA right now. Not because the girls in the WNBA aren't good. They're elite talents as well. I just think that Juju is on that level already. And she's only in her sophomore year, putting up ridiculous numbers. We've seen her go toe-to-toe with the best of the best already between last year and this year. She gets hurt in the game last night in the first quarter, so it was pretty disappointing to see that. And like I said, everybody was already speculating that, hey, this is probably a torn ACL just based off the way that she fell down, the amount of pain that she looked to be in. So definitely prayers up to Juju Watkins, man. The face of college basketball, in my opinion. I already called her the face of women's basketball. I think she's the face of college basketball. For either side, you're not going to find a star, in my opinion, bigger than Juju Watkins on the men's side or this side. You can argue Cooper Flagg, but I think Juju really has a bigger name than Cooper Flagg. If Cooper Flagg stayed a couple of years, then yeah, for sure he would be that. But the thing with college men's basketball is dudes are playing for 6 months. Only playing out there for like 6 months. So it's hard for them to build up that big of a name. Even though Cooper Flagg, it does have a really big name, it's hard to build up that big of a name, in my opinion, only being there for 6 months. Juju was in her second year there. That's why we see the stars of Caitlin Clark become a star the way she was. Amaya Moore, when Maya Moore was in college at UConn. All these different stars. Breanna Stewart. Stewie was a star when she was at UConn as well. So these ladies get to build up their stardom because they have to stay for 4 years. And now with NIL, I mean, it's beneficial to stay for 4 years. I mean, we know people like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is still making a pretty significant amount of money too. But people like Angel Reese, they were making more money from their college contracts with NIL deals than they are with their WNBA contracts. You think about Rakia Jackson at Tennessee. She was making more money off NIL deals than what she's making off her rookie WNBA contract. So it benefits these girls more, and they build their stardom. Juju is definitely at the very top of that list, and we get robbed of seeing what I was expecting to be a classic matchup, a classic matchup between Juju Watkins and Paige Buckets, aka Paige Beckers, who also had a really good game in her final game at UConn at home. They played their last game. They played South Dakota State last night, and she shined in spectacular fashion. Juju, though, gets hurt. Her team will have to move on without her. Now, they did a phenomenal job. She got hurt early in the game, but their team did a phenomenal job keeping it together, keeping their composure, even after their leader went down. Even after their leader went down in the game, they were still able to keep it together and beat a tough Mississippi State team pretty handily. They won that game 96-59 in that game. So that ended up being a really good win for USC. Now they move on, going to play a really tough Kansas State team that just battled in overtime and is battle tested and is ready. We know I talk about this Big 12 and how competitive the Big 12 is. That's both the men and women's side of basketball. So that Kansas State team, that's going to be a tough one for them to beat. But USC is par for the course, man. They're one of the better teams in college basketball, with or without Juju Watkins. Now, without Juju Watkins, it will be tougher, obviously. She's the best player in the nation. But I still like this USC team moving forward, at least to the Kansas State game. Now, if UConn is able to pull off the victory versus Oklahoma, which I expect them to do, then obviously UConn is going to be a very tough matchup for them. UConn, I mean, they got dogs, and their dogs start with the number one dog on their team, and that's Paige Beckers, a.k.a. Paige Buckets. She is a problem. Like I said, played her final game at UConn and played a phenomenal game in her final game there. And she knew the magnitude of what it meant. Paige Beckers has been through a lot. She's battled through injuries. This is her 5th year. Paige Beckers was right up there with the Caitlin Clarks, with the Juju Watkins, with all these stars, with the Hannah Hidalgos, all these stars. She's right up there at the top of that list and has been like that since she was a freshman. Injuries kind of derailed a couple of seasons for her, but now that she's back and finally feeling healthy, I feel like last year there were still moments where she didn't look fully healthy. Now I think she fully has her legs under her. Drops 34, goes 14 for 21 in their win last night against South Dakota State. And the UConn Huskies are looking like, in my opinion, one of the teams to beat, especially coming out of that side of the bracket. Now the USC will probably be out of the picture. This is another Final Four berth for Coach Gino. This is another UConn Final Four team that's going to have a chance to win. Now, they're going to meet, in my opinion, obviously they still got to play the games. In my opinion, they're going to meet a UCLA team led by Lauren Betts, which is a really, really good team as well. That's going to be a really great matchup if those two teams are able to meet in the Final Four. But the women's side of the bracket is looking amazing right now. Paige Buckets is the favorite to come out of that side of the region, in my opinion now. But prayers up to Juju Watkins, man. Definitely hope for a healthy and a speedy recovery. It sucks when they get hurt at this time of the year because they're going to have to play their way into shape as the season progresses going into the next year. But knowing just seeing the type of character that Juju has, the type of work ethic that she has, she's going to be back and be better than ever, man. So I fully expect her to be able to make a full comeback in that game now. Now that she's out of the picture for this season, like I said, Paige Buckets is most likely going to be is most likely going to come out of that side of the region. Folks, we have breaking news here live on the show, so we'll talk about it right here live on the show. Breaking news that Russell Wilson has reached an agreement, a 1-year deal with the New York Giants for 1 year worth up to $21 million, as Adam Schefter reports. Shefty coming in with some more breaking news. 1 year deal worth up to $21 million, including $10.5 million guaranteed. So we talked about this yesterday. What are the New York Giants going to do? And now they come out after signing a Jameis Winston. They come out and they sign Russell Wilson to a pretty decent contract. Now, how does this affect the Giants in their draft position? The Giants are picking third in the draft right now. They're picking in the third spot of the draft. I just said yesterday that I felt like, hey, this is probably where Shador is going. I think Shador is going to be the number 3 pick, and he's going to go to the draft. Or he's going to go to the Giants and be out there in New York in the Big Apple. But now, after seeing a Jameis Winston signing and after seeing this new news of Russell Wilson getting a contract, and a big contract at that, worth up to $21 million, $10 million guaranteed. How does this change what the Giants are doing? I think, and this is just live, just with us just seeing the news just now, I think with that news, Russell Wilson is going to be the starter for the New York Giants. And the Giants might end up trading this pick back. They might end up, hey, we've got a lot of holes on this team. They need the offensive line. They need running backs. They need more receivers outside of Malik Neighbors. I like their defensive line. They got Kayvon Thibodeau. They went and got Brian Burns out of Carolina and brought him into that fold. They got Dexter Lawrence, who I think is right there as the best D tackle in the game. So the D line is cool. Secondary leaves a lot to be desired. At the safety position, they just went and got Javon Holland out of Miami and paid him a big contract. So I like that move for them. They let Xavier McKinney go, and he goes and leads the league in picks in Green Bay. But they get Javon Holland back there. They need corners. I mean, the Giants need everything. So them bringing in a 1-year starter and a Russell Wilson can, I think, change how this franchise looks, at least how their plan looks moving forward. Now, do I think Russell Wilson is a game changer to the point of, yeah, Russell Wilson comes in and they're going to win games, they're going to go to the playoffs? Absolutely not. I didn't think that the Russell Wilson thing was going to last long in Pittsburgh, and it didn't. He started off hot. He had those games where he throws for 200-300 yards, and everybody, man, this is why they went and got Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson's going to do this, and he's going to lead them to the playoffs, and all of that stopped. I didn't like the way that they handled Justin Fields at Pittsburgh, and that's probably why we see Justin Fields on the New York Jets right now. But with Russell Wilson heading to the Giants, obviously it's an upgrade from what they had. They had Daniel Jones. Russell Wilson is for sure an upgrade from Daniel Jones. They had the guy, what do they call him? The Italian Stallion, which is a crazy name. Hey, pause for even saying the name. That's a crazy name. Anybody's an upgrade. Jameis Winston was already an upgrade from what they had at quarterback last year. But Russell Wilson definitely gives them some stability at the quarterback position. He brings his veteran leadership. He is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, so let me not get on Russell Wilson like they're just bringing in a scrub. He's not a scrub. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and him coming to that franchise gives them something they haven't had, I guess since Eli Manning, and that's stability at the quarterback position. They've had no stability since Eli Manning has left. This gives them at least stability, at least for this coming year. So now we can assess who on our team can play, who on our team can't play. Let's try to go in here and be competitive. We saw the Giants, we saw the reports about the Giants being heavy into the free agent market for quarterbacks because they wanted a veteran quarterback. They went hard after Matthew Stafford. I think they went hard after Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to come back to New York. We don't even know if Aaron Rodgers wants to play football. We got to wait till he comes out of one of those dark closet things that he does. But they went hard after those free agent quarterbacks. Now they're bringing in Russell Wilson because Brian Daboll and Joe Shane, the GM of the New York Giants, are coaching and managing for their livelihoods right now. If this doesn't work out, Joe Shane will never be a GM again in the NFL. I can confidently say that because we got to watch them flame out on national television. They gave them the first Hard Knocks for the offseason, and we got to watch him make one of the dumbest moves in offseason history, in New York Giants history, and not bringing back Saquon Barkley, your best player, one of your best players in franchise history, easily the best player on your team at that point, and you let him go to a rival team in the Philadelphia Eagles, and he doesn't do anything but, lead the league in rushing and lead them to a Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl in his first year there. So that's already multiple strikes against your name, plus all the terrible seasons that you put out beforehand. Brian Daboll, the QB whisperer. He comes in after being the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills and leading Josh Allen and those guys to having great numbers. Comes in his first year. Danny Dimes, what they were calling him, Daniel Jones, looked decent. He looked pretty decent for the first season. After that, it slowly started to flame out. We started to see he looked decent because he had Saquon Barkley as his running back. And he just looked decent. It wasn't like he put up some crazy, outstanding numbers. All he did was look decent. But now, we got to see Saquon Barkley lead. We got to see Daniel Jones without Saquon Barkley. How did that turn out? Didn't look so great. So Brian Daboll, even though they kept their jobs, and to me, that was one of the biggest surprises of the offseason was the fact that Brian Daboll kept his job. The fact that Joe Shane kept his job. I thought that they were going to want to move on to a new regime here, but they're going to give these guys one last chance. That's how I see this for them. It's one final stand, and that's a huge reason of why they brought in Russell Wilson. That's a huge reason of why they want to keep these veteran guys in there that can run an offense because this is make or break for them. If they go out there and have another 5-13 season, 5-12 season, whatever the number is now, they're gone. Joe Shane will never be a GM again. Brian Daboll will, I can't say never be a head coach again because head coaches get so many opportunities, so many bites at the apple. Josh McDaniels became a head coach twice. So anything's possible for as far as head coaches. He'll definitely be a coach again. I don't know. It might be a long shot for him to be a head coach again after the way that it's been going in New York. So they know they've got to win right now. They're trying to make moves to be able to win right now, at least be competitive. I thought the Giants were going to be more competitive, honestly, coming into the season. I knew they were going to be terrible because they had Daniel Jones, but I really liked their defensive line, and I thought their defensive line could have helped them win some more games. But it's hard to do that whenever Daniel Jones is your quarterback, so I get it. Right now, they bring in Russell Wilson. He's got a number one option. He's got a Malik Neighbors there. It's not like they're devoid of talent at the receiver position when you think about guys like Malik Neighbors. one of the best young stars in the league. Probably already the best offense. Oh, never mind. Let me take the probably away. Already the best offensive player on the team. Probably a top 3 player on their team. I'm not going to put him above Dexter Lawrence because I think Dexter Lawrence is phenomenal. They don't get the big guys enough love down there at the nose tackle and defensive tackle position. But Dexter Lawrence is one of those dudes. So he's clearly their best player on the team. But as far as face of the franchise, that's Malik Neighbors. So Russell Wilson has options of guys to throw to. So the Giants just now make a deal. For those of you just now tuning in with us, breaking news: the Giants have signed Russell Wilson. They're reaching an agreement today, 1-year deal worth up $21 million, including a $10.5 million signing bonus guaranteed. 10-time Pro Bowl selected quarterback. Has been in discussion with the Giants, the Browns, and the Steelers, but it's that was one of the biggest stars in the draft, if not the biggest star in the draft, bringing in a guy like Travis Hunter. So I think that's going to be big for them in this offseason because now they have more they can do with not only their cap space, they have more they can do with their draft capital, and they probably want to move back off this pick. I'm not going to be shocked to see reports coming out, see somebody move back off of that pick. So the Giants find their QB finally here in the offseason. Turns out it's Russell Wilson. He's headed out to the Big Apple. I'm sure Sierra's not mad about that at all. They get to live in New York after Russell made them go live in Denver, and then after that had to go live in Pittsburgh. New York is definitely a much better option. And I remember even a few years ago, Russell Wilson, there was reports that Russell Wilson could go to the Giants, that he's going to want to get to a big city and a big market like New York to be able to, just help their brand, him and Sierra's brand that they have. So headed out to the Big Apple. Jameis Winston will be backing him up. So the quarterback room already looking significantly different just in the last couple of days with them adding Jameis Winston over the weekend. They come in today, $21 million. Yeah, Russell got to be the starter. There were talks about Kirk Cousins and all this. Russell's going to be the starter, man. You're paying the dude $21 million. He's definitely going to be the starter moving forward. Folks, like I said, plenty to talk about here today on Centex Primetime. We just got that breaking news, so I had to jump that and put that into there. What I want to talk about now is Bronny James having a career night last night. Bronny James in the G League last night gets a career high. 39 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. Goes 14 for 21, 4 from 8 from 3 in the G League. Now, obviously, Bronny is in the news all the time. But he's more recently been in the news because we all saw LeBron James pull up on Stephen A. at halftime of the Knicks. I mean, not halftime. It was in a timeout break. The Knicks and the Lakers game. Saw Stephen A. over there, had to pull up on him and say, I'm finna check you real quick. Tell him to leave his son out of this and has some direct comments to Stephen A. And Stephen A. obviously goes on there and said, I couldn't say nothing right there. I just signed my deal. He called LeBron James weak for talking about him. But I remember multiple receipts of Stephen A. talking about Bronny. He wants to make it seem like, oh, no, this is just you getting sensitive. And he said, I was never talking about Bronny. I was talking about you, LeBron. I was never talking about Bronny, which is cap. We have receipts. I don't know why Stephen A. is acting like we can't see or we don't have receipts of and can pull up the stuff that he said about Bronny. You said that he should be more like Carmelo as a dad with how he's handled Bronny. You said that Bronny can't play. You said, I'm pleading with you as a father to stop this because Bronny came up and had a bad game after getting off a flight and playing one of the top point guards in the league, and he couldn't stop Tyrese Maxey. Well, that's the thing. Nobody can stop Tyrese Maxey. That's why he's averaging the numbers he averages. And so because Bronny couldn't do that, you had to take a whole segment out on your show to talk about Bronny or to talk about LeBron, as you say, and say, I'm begging you to stop this as a father. All this nonsense, yada, yada, yada. Bronny has been playing great in the G League really all year long. But that gets overshadowed because y'all love negativity and y'all love to hate on Bronny because he's LeBron's son. Y'all brought him up. He's only in the league because of his dad. Okay. Is he the first person to only be in the league because of their dad? Is he the first person that their dad has connections to the NBA and so they're in the league? No. We've seen plenty of dudes' sons get to the league and can't play. The difference is Bronny can actually play. Y'all try to make it seem like he's one of them dudes that can't play. Bronny can actually play, as he showed last night. Bronny right now is the youngest player in the G League this season to average 20-plus points, 5-plus rebounds, and 5-plus assists. Where's the headlines on that? All we talk about is, man, he came in the game and he put up a whole graphic and showed Bronny's averaging 0.7 points right now in the league. He's playing 3 minutes here, 4 minutes there, 6 minutes here, sporadically. And now you're going to talk about, oh, man, he can only do this. He's only averaging this many points in the league. He can't even average 1 point right now in the league when you know that those numbers are skewed. You know that he's getting in. What did Bronny do last week? He got 30 minutes last week. No Luka was playing, Austin Reeves wasn't playing, and LeBron wasn't playing. So, of course, the Lakers are going to play their young guys. He got 30 minutes in that game. He goes out there and gets 17 points, goes 7 for 10 from the field. So, in 30 minutes, he has a good game. Crickets. We don't hear anything. Now he comes and drops 40 after he's already been one of the best players in the G League. Crickets. Don't hear much. Y'all narrative only works against this LeBron is bad because he brought his son and he got his son drafted. It only works if Bronny is just trash at basketball. Turns out, he's not trash at basketball. Turns out, he can actually play. Y'all didn't even get this dude a chance to develop and get his feet under him. Somebody name me the top 5 picks right now in the draft from this year. Who are the top 5 picks? Do we talk about any of those guys? Do we talk about any of them? I know we don't talk about the number 1 pick. I can't even say his name. We don't talk about these guys at all. They can have a bad night. We don't know how many bad nights they have because we don't talk about them. Bronny plays 3 minutes. His stats are headlines. Alex Sarr is the number 2 pick. He's on one of the worst teams in NBA history right now. We don't talk about that. Then we talk about the Lakers wasting a pick on Bronny. How do you waste a 55th pick? Most of the people in the second round never even get to play consistently in the league. They get drafted in the second round. But they wasted a pick on getting Bronny. Then turns out, dude can actually play. Like I've said before on the show, I think that once Bronny gets his legs on him, which he's starting to do, once he starts to get a rhythm and get confidence, which he's starting to do, he's probably their best defensive guard on the team. It's between him and Gabe Vincent, I guess. J.J. Redick already came out and said Bronny has a chance to be an above average to really good three-point shooter in this league. He's shown flashes of being able to shoot the ball. He's shown flashes of having athleticism, obviously. He's shown flashes of being able to score the ball now. He's getting his confidence. He's averaging 20 in the G League, y'all. It's not a lot of people averaging 20 in the G League. Y'all try to say, what's the G League? Why ain't everybody else averaging 20 in the G League then if it's the G League? He averaging 25 and 5. He just had a good game in the NBA. So we got to stop this, man. Y'all, I know y'all are going to run out of stuff to talk about once LeBron retires. Y'all should really be hoping that LeBron plays another 3 to 4 years because I don't know what y'all are going to talk about once Bron decides to retire. Because he's feeding y'all headlines at this point. LeBron ain't played in 2 weeks. Well, just starting to play again now. And they had to start talking about Bronny. They had to start talking about LeBron. What are y'all going to talk about when Bron retires? I don't think we're going to have anything to talk about. Forget all the dudes in the NBA that's cold right now. Forget Cade Cunningham having one of the best seasons and J.B. Bickerstaff turning around the Pistons, which looked like to be one of the worst franchises in NBA history with their consistent losing. They broke the losing streak. What, they lose 20-something games straight? And J.B. Bickerstaff comes in after the Cavs toss him to the side and try to blame all their problems on him, which had shown that some of that probably was on J.B. Bickerstaff. But they try to blame all their problems on him. He goes and turns around to Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham's having a great year. We never talk about them. We got to talk about the Lakers, and specifically, we got to talk about Bronny, the last dude on the bench. So we need to stop this, man. Let's stop the hate, y'all. Let's stop this stuff with Bronny, bro. The dude can play. The guy can play, okay? He's not terrible. Y'all just believe whatever narrative people throw out there. He's not terrible at football. I mean, not terrible at basketball. Just got some more breaking news. So that's why I said football. But he's not a bad basketball player. Just get his time, this dude some time to develop. Bronny's starting to turn into what looks like could end up being a steal since they got him with the 55th pick. Just drop a 40 ball in the G League. Just almost dropped a 20-piece the other day against the Bucks. Y'all seen that clip of him crossing Giannis? Boy, had Giannis almost on skates. That's Defensive Player of the Year Giannis. That's 2-time MVP Giannis. Put some respect on Bronny, man. Let this dude develop, which seems like he's already starting to do. Everybody's had so much to say about him. Let's keep the same energy now that he's hooping. Now that he's playing good and he's got his confidence. This offseason. They'll get multiple dudes a bag. We'll talk about that when we come back. We still got more to talk about. Still plenty of quick takes here on Centex Primetime. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back right after this.
My name is Tashay Saitis. I'm a music major at MCC, and I'm so happy to be here. It's crazy how I got here.
My name is Emily Adams. I'm the marketing director for the Texas Asphalt Pavement Association. We are here at our 3rd annual MAPS conference at the Waco Convention Center in beautiful Waco, Texas. I think the event has exceeded all of our expectations. We had an amazing turnout and great sessions and nothing but positive feedback. So this is our first conference in a convention center, and I'm used to working with hotels where there's like one person to talk to for everything. And so at the last minute, we realized we needed audio and video services. And so I contacted Lighthouse Streaming and Audio, and they were very quick to respond. They were able to, even though it was the last minute, they were able to fit us into their schedule, and they provided us with technicians and equipment to record our sessions, and we'll be able to provide the people who are speaking at those sessions with great video of themselves. I would highly recommend them. I highly recommend Lighthouse Streaming and Audio. I had nothing but a pleasant experience, and if we come back to Waco again, which we hope to do, I know I'll be in touch with them.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming. and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
My name is Debbie Kimbrell. I am the administrative assistant here at Anderson Chapel. I also work as part of the media ministry. It was great working with Lighthouse. Everyone was very professional, came in to do video recording and streaming for a conference that we hosted here on time. They did what they needed to do, was seamless and transparent. It was great. The feedback, everyone was impressed. So it went out, it was a conference level, so a state level event, and everyone was impressed with the product and the result. We got the DVDs too, which people purchased, and they were impressed with those. It was great overall.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, founder and CEO of Lighthouse Streaming. Over the last 4 years, we've had some tremendous successes, none of which could have been accomplished without you, our clients, and our viewers. From my family and the staff of Lighthouse Streaming, thank you.
My name is Tashay Sayes. I'm a music major at MCC, and I'm so happy to be here. It's crazy how I got here.
My name is Emily Adams. I'm the marketing director for the Texas Asphalt Pavement Association. We are here at our 3rd annual MAPS conference at the Waco Convention Center in beautiful Waco, Texas. I think the event has exceeded all of our expectations. We had an amazing turnout and great sessions and nothing but positive feedback. So this is our first conference in a convention center, and I'm used to working with hotels where there's like one person to talk to for everything. And so at the last minute, we realized we needed audio and video services. And so I contacted Lighthouse Streaming and Audio, and they were very quick to respond. They were able to, even though it was the last minute, they were able to fit us into their schedule, and they provided us with technicians and equipment to record our sessions, and we'll be able to provide the people who are speaking at those sessions with great video of themselves. I would highly recommend them. I highly recommend Lighthouse Streaming and Audio. I had nothing but a pleasant experience, and if we come back to Waco again, which we hope to do, I know I'll be in touch with them.
Hello, my name is Roy
welcome
Gillis,
back
CEO
into
of
Centex
Lighthouse Streaming.
Primetime, everybody. Jalen Gillis still here. Final hour here of the show. Want to thank everybody for tuning in with us here on Centex Primetime today over on YouTube. That is Centex Sports TV/Centex Sports Network over on YouTube. Also, those of you tuning in with us on Facebook as well, that's Centex Sports Network over on Facebook. Well, folks, we just got done, left off talking about a couple topics. Want to get somebody to join in on the conversation here. Familiar face to the show, Kyrell Gibson calling in with us. Kyrell, what's going on?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just get done talking about these topics, man. Before I get your opinion on, we just got multiple breaking news of the deal with Russell Wilson, 1-year deal headed out to New York Giants, and some more breaking news just happened a couple of minutes ago. Stephon Diggs just got a big deal heading to the New England Patriots. So the Patriots are spinning the bag this offseason as they just signed Stephon Diggs to a 3-year deal worth $69 million. We'll talk about that. Before we do that, I want to get you in on the topic I just left off talking about here before we went into the commercial break. Talking about Bronny, man, and him dropping a 40 ball in the G League last night. Had almost 20 points last week when they played the Bucks. Crossed up Giannis. He wasn't able to get the bucket, but he got him a little 1-2 on Giannis. Having a good game. You know, all the news has been happening with Stephen A. talking about him and his dad being in the news, all that stuff. What's your opinion on Bronny's game right now after seeing him drop 40 and just, you know, the chatter that's been around him?
Man, I'm so glad that you brought me on for this one, man. I was thinking I might have missed the conversation this week, but dude, what a like that TikTok you sent me of that dude celebrating that interception.
Oh yeah,
that's what bro doing to Stephen. That's what bro doing to Stephen A. right now, man. That's exactly what dude is doing to Stephen. Like I told you, man, my love for the NFL right now got like shotgun in February, man. So it's been hard trying to like keep up with basketball. But one thing I have been taking joy in is, this whole Bronny storyline, man. Like I mean, you got some people, some haters as, saying this, that, and the third about him, man. But it's only one thing, the 55th overall pick. And we got top 5 picks outside of Castle playing way worse. Way worse.
I just said that. I was
And
like,
look worse,
can
too.
they even name the top 5 picks in the draft? People can't even name them.
They can't. They can't. They can't do it. And this is the last 2 drafts, that's how it's been. I ain't been able to name past the top 10. Like, I mean, I ain't trying to talk about Bron's son because he's better than Kobe. Is that what we doing? All this hate is because he's better than Kobe? Because y'all tried to revive that man after what happened? Okay, the argument was over with Rashad. It was over with
He's a goofball,
Kobe
man.
fan 24. It was over with. It's over with in 2010. Telling you right now, I don't care. I don't care about Kobe's rings. He got to play beat up Celtics. I don't care. Like, he beat Dwight. Great. Cool.
Man, I was just talking about somebody with that the other day. If the Celtics don't get hurt 2 years in a row, does Kobe ever win another ring?
No.
Because the Magic made it in 09 because KG tore his ACL, whatever he did. He got hurt and didn't play. So that's why the Magic went. And then in 2010, their whole team got hurt. And they still took him a last-second shot in Game 7 to win. So, like, does he ever win another one?
They don't understand, man. Like, all these Kobe fans and these, I mean, I ain't gonna get started on the Mike fans.
Yeah,
but all these Kobe fans, y'all don't understand. Y'all can uphold the feeling that this man gave y'all, pause, that that he did for so many years. But the stats, I was alive in I was in my ultimate NBA fandom watching the Kobe and LeBron puppet commercials.
Right.
Like, that's all we cared about. Who was better, Kobe and LeBron? Argument was over when he was alive. And y'all done brought the hate from this man for you have LeBron eclipsing this dude as a basketball player who is on my Mount Rushmore. Okay?
Sure.
Let's not get it twisted. But he's not Bron. And y'all hating on his son because you think that he got nepotism into the league. Dude, people get drafted purely because they're tall at that big. They don't even have to be good at basketball no more. And once you get that late, man, I saw this dude dunk. He dunked when he was 12, so we got to be able to turn that into something.
Do you remember that dude Felicio, whatever, that played for the Bulls? When you was a Bull? Man,
that's what he looked like, man. But both of them, neither one of them had no business on a basketball court. So it's that Christian Felicio. That's the worst basketball player I've ever seen. That's what
I've never seen nobody worse.
That was my peak Bulls fandom too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I knew you was gonna know.
Fan, man, Jared Rose, Christian Felicio. That dude got drafted. He was on the NBA team, getting minutes, meaningful minutes at that. He was playing. Syndrome and all, whatever he had, bro. Like, I know that dude was on the court, and y'all talking about Bronny and his nepotism and And he wouldn't have got drafted. Maybe not.
Man,
Maybe he may not have got
I think
drafted.
Jim Boeheim's son was in the league for a second. I'm saying in the G League or league for a second. I think John Stockton had a son. There was a Patrick Ewing Jr. Like there's so many people that just got to the league because they were a junior or because of nepotism. But now it's a problem because LeBron's son gets to the league. What else is he supposed to do? He's LeBron. He's supposed to pretend to not be LeBron.
You know why they hate it? You know why they hate it, Jalen?
Yeah.
Because this goes on the resume.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely goes on the GOAT resume.
For sure it goes on the resume. Got his son drafted.
Which is it? Because man, look, and like the fact that y'all go to the length to even to make y'all hate generational, bro. The hate is generational. It's on his son. Bronny ain't did nothing wrong. He almost died, hate, man. And y'all still like, man, he sucked because he got 2 minutes, or JJ Redick make some guard Tyrese Maxey already after he got flamethrower.
After Bronny just got off a plane 2 hours ago. Hey, I know you ain't stretched yet, but bro, get in and guard the fastest guy in the league real quick.
brother. And they got on national TV talking about as a father. Yeah, quit playing with me.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Father.
See, that's why I agree with whoever said that. Marcus Morris, whichever one of the Morris twins is on it, you got to go ahead and steal off on Stephen A, bro. That's why you was over there looking. He knew his job, but you should have committed. You should have just went in and stole off on him, bro. Because you know LeBron can't fire off on him. You should have just went in. All the stuff you don't set up. Then he gets on national TV crying on multiple different platforms, on Gil's Arena, on First Take, on all these multiple platforms. Gets on there crying, talking about, I never talked about Bronny. Bro, I watched the episode when you said LeBron needs to be more like Carmelo as a father. Like, what are you talking about? You said wild stuff, bro. You said, I'm pleading with you as a father to stop this. He's not ready to be in the league. Now he's getting the 40 ball. Where are we at now? Where's the topic?
Got on there and called that man weak.
Said he was weak. Man, come see. You know, like I always say, man, I respect Stephen A because he's at the top of the market of what I do here as far as sports media. It's always going to be a respect level. But some of the stuff you say, bro, just don't make no sense. And the problem that makes it the worst is all of this is rooted behind, look, you and LeBron don't have a relationship. He never let you be the guy that I'll call Stephen A and tell him to do, like Michael Jordan does. I was just saying off camera, Stephen A to Michael Jordan is DJ Academics to Drake. And I'm just going to call you real quick when I need to say something. He'll get on national TV and be like, Michael Jordan sent me a text this morning and said this is why he's the GOAT. Now, Michael Jordan ain't talked to you in 2 years, but he sends you a text so you can get on TV and read off what he got to say. And for that one text, you'll defend his name to the death for that one text because LeBron didn't give you no end. We watched it happen in real time with Kevin Durant. You didn't have no end with Kevin Durant. You said Kevin Durant was weak. His mama started getting on you. Y'all had a conversation. You went on the show, all of that. All of a sudden, I got KD in front of LeBron. We remember you saying that when he was on the Warriors. I got KD in front of LeBron. Now him and KD back not cool. What is he saying? KD is weak. He don't know how to be a leader. This dude's lit. Bro, it just goes off who has a relationship with you. You mad that you didn't get in the circle with Bron and them. And so now your whole thing is to tear down LeBron, no matter what you say. That's my only problem with Stephen A. It's LeBron and Bronny thing, man. It don't make no sense, bro. It just don't make any sense. And now you're bringing Bronny into
at
this.
all.
So
It's generational. It's
yeah,
generational.
it is.
This is why I really like those young cats that came up playing 2K, man, on YouTube, and now they got their show on ESPN and stuff. But they don't do this type of stuff. All this WWE and Skip Bayless era of journalism, so-called journalism, like, oh my gosh, it's disgusting. If they actually had to talk basketball for 5 minutes, X's and O's, what you know what I'm saying? Like,
Done.
oh my God, if they be done. You remember how they acted when Bron and JJ came out with that podcast?
Because he wasn't
actually
included.
breaking
Stephen
down
A.
stuff?
wasn't included. JJ Redick said, I'd
Oh, my
rather leave
gosh.
First Take and go start a show where I get to talk about actual basketball. That's why him and Stephen A. didn't get along from the jump. Stephen A. just going to throw something out wild and expect JJ Redick to agree with him. He like, you have no idea what you're talking about. And now Stephen A. gets mad. I've been covering the league for... Bro, we
Oh,
don't
my
care about
gosh.
that, man. He's trying to tell you about a basketball play, something you don't know nothing about, and you get mad and just start throwing out the... It's blasphemy to say that LeBron is the something... Come on, man. Let's stop with all the theatrics like you just said. We talking about actual ball now, real ball that's going on. LeBron James Jr. can hoop. Y'all lied and said that this man was sorry and said that he had no place being in the league. He was the 55th pick. Now it's looking like he's going to be a steal in the draft. It goes from y'all wasted the pick on him, so now he's going to be a steal. Because like I was just saying, he's already probably their best guard defender on the team right now. He gets a jump shot together, which we clearly know he can do. We watched him shoot the ball well in high school. He didn't play at USC but a couple of minutes. We know he can shoot the ball. So now he's going to actually get to do that, man. So come on, y'all got to get off Bronny, man. I just want to see what Stephen A. and these dudes going to have to say these next few days now that Bronny is actually doing
Why does
good
this
things.
always happen?
I don't know.
Why does this? Well, all I'm gonna say is a certain demographic can't drive. That's all I'm gonna say. But why does this always happen on over the weekend? I feel like all this stuff, like something crazy happens and they don't got to talk about it. It don't get addressed. I need to see this. I need to see his reaction live. I need him going live, man. You want to be a personality? Be a personality. Go live. Why you watching the game? I want to hear this.
Nah, you don't want
you to wait and get your
that
thoughts
smoke,
together.
man.
Man, dude, I'm sick of these dudes, man. I don't know. Bronny's impressing me at this point. I didn't even expect this. I was expecting
I didn't
about
either.
15 maybe points per game in the G League, and to be your team, definitely the team's best. We just score 40. Your team's best player in the G League, all right, and then to come in and have a night like that in the actual NBA a couple nights ago.
One of the best players in the
Man.
G League for any team.
Yeah,
He's the youngest dude in the G League right now, and he's to average 25 and 5. That's what he's averaging.
Bron was right. Bron was right. He said he's better than some of you dudes, and he is.
And and then they lied
he
on that
is.
point. He said it all started because you did this. This was his words. You did this when you said he's better than most of the dudes in the NBA. He never said that. LeBron's tweet was
That
literally,
makes sense.
I'm watching League Pass. This is what he said. I'm watching League Pass right now. Bronny is better than some of these dudes that I'm watching right now. Do you know some of the people that play on League Pass? People that's never played in an NBA game in their life. Get in there and go 0 for 6 and never touch an NBA court again. Maybe he was talking about some of those guys. Y'all thought when he said that he's talking about Damian Lillard. He's talking about Steph Curry. Like, why do y'all, and then y'all twist these words and get on there and say, this is your fault for doing it. Like, come on, bro. He wasn't lying. He's one of the best players in the G League right now. So clearly, he's better than some of the guys in the NBA. Or else they'd all be averaging 25 and 5 in the G League.
It's
If it
common
was
sense.
easy.
It's dudes out there getting DMPs. It's dudes out there hitting the top of the backboard. All I'm saying is, man, in a league where I don't know, did you see that Ty Jerome and Ben Carroll stuff last week?
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, people had debating about that with Ty Jerome. What teams was Ty Jerome start on? And you know what? It actually turns out to be a lot more than 10. And, that's actually crazy. But that just lets you know, like a name like that. Ty Jerome is nice, but he's not a well-known name unless you're just really into the.
You gotta be a hoop fan,
man. Yeah, but that should let you know Ty Jerome is nice, but that should let you know hey, some of these dudes, they bubble players, man. They just in the right situation. Bronny is legit better than some of these dudes on these NBA rosters that's getting minutes, man. Like, ooh,
That's
I feel
facts.
like he could play on the Nets. You know, we just had
I'm just
Watford
gonna go ahead and
crazy
say
like
it.
what?
Bring him up instead of Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is over. Okay, let's stop living off the high school, man. Cam Reddish, I was one of those believers. Cam Reddish is done. He's gotten too many
Oh
games
my gosh.
and been terrible, okay? Why ain't nobody saying that about Cam Reddish? Why ain't they take out a segment on Cam Reddish? He was number 2 player in the nation.
Whole career. Whole career on the vine, man. He got a whole career on a vine from Anthony Edwards. That's crazy.
Literally
Vine.
from Anthony Edwards saying he gave him 50 in high school. So now
That's how long ago it was, man. Vine.
no, for real though. So let's just stop with this. Clearly he's better than some guys in the NBA. He's better than some guys on the Lakers. He's better than some guys on a lot of teams. I see the Warriors playing. They're about to play in a few minutes. I see them play guys all the time, and I've never seen in my life. I'm like, who are these people? He's probably better than half the people on the Sixers right now. Like, so he wasn't lying when he said it. But now y'all have to actually eat crow and say, oh, man, maybe the guy that might be the greatest basketball player of all time, maybe he knew what he was talking about. What a shocker. Maybe he actually could see that his son was talented, and he wasn't just being a fan of his son, which even if he was being just a fan of his son, isn't a problem. But turns out his son can actually play. So I need to see all the same media coverage from when Bronny went out there and got torched by Tyrese Maxey, and it was the second segment they brought up on First Take, which is the #1 sports show in the world.
Second segment?
The second segment they brought up is to talk about Bronny getting torched by Tyrese Maxey.
That
come
is
on, man.
disgusting. That's disgustingly egregious. The second segment, you leading with the hate is Why do they hate this man?
It's because they have to protect the narrative. They can't admit that they spent so much time protecting Michael Jordan. You're not even actually telling this younger generation how good Michael Jordan was. Because I'd start taking offense when all these Kobe fans start saying, man, well, Kobe better than LeBron. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, because he's really better than Mike. I'm like, okay, hold on. Because now y'all just taking this too far. How did this man get better than Mike?
Like,
in this whole thing that he tried to be like Michael Jordan and it didn't work? Like, what Michael, he's not better than Mike at nothing. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Y'all always he's more skilled and he's more, hey, bro, both of them were elite at putting the ball in the bucket. Guess who was better? Michael Jordan.
Yep.
So with that being said, Michael Jordan's better. They both were elite defenders. Who was a better defender? Michael Jordan. So what is he better than him at? Shooting? That's a maybe. They didn't need to shoot threes back then. And it ain't like Kobe was the greatest three-point shooter. LeBron's percentage is better than Kobe's. But y'all get mad when we say that. Well, LeBron ain't no shooter. Well, I can look at these stats. Look like Kobe wasn't no shooter. Like, what are we talking about? Like, Kobe's barely shot over 50% in his career.
What was it, man? What was those years when Shaq left to what?
Miami.
09?
Yeah.
Okay, when Shaq left to 09, those years, y'all love to say the Smush Parker stuff. Love to say it. But what was that team doing? This is the problem. Y'all don't want to play basketball. Y'all want to watch highlights, man. Y'all want to it's borderline like what are you really watching for, man? Like, are you attracted to this man or what? Because it's not even about winning the game no more. You just want to see this dude or a farm, really. Or he would just watch Kobe or a farm. And you know what he did? He shot them fools, scoring 81. He shot them fools all up and down the court. But he shot them right out of games. Lost.
He quit.
Repeatedly, and
I forget, how does that part get taken out of his? He literally quit in a playoff game because he was mad. They said he's shooting all the shots and did not shoot the ball in the second half, and they got eliminated from the playoffs. Now he got mad in one game in March, and they were eliminated from the playoffs with Kobe throwing a temper tantrum and not shooting one shot in the entire second half of a playoff game against the Phoenix Suns. But that just gets erased.
Could you imagine?
And we talk about the Mamba mentality. What part of the Mamba mentality was that? Which part was that? LeBron with a sorry team goes to the finals. Kobe with a sorry team, he quits and says, I got Smush Parker. He had Boobie Gibson as his point guard. They went to the finals.
He made Boobie Gibson hoop. He made all them dudes hoop.
Like he's done
Every
with
last one
everybody.
of them. And y'all want to get mad because he lost to the Celtics with nursing home Shaq, man, and his big self. Come on.
For real. Yeah,
Could
like,
you imagine if Bron had did something like that,
oh
man?
man, they look at how they still bring up the Dallas series. Kobe could never do anything like that. Oh yeah, he did in the first round. It was different. It was the first round. LeBron didn't play up to expectations after he got a team to the finals. Kobe did it in the first
After a
round
year of being the most hated man in sports.
in sports,
All right,
and
he
y'all
was the
still
most
live off
hated
that
man
narrative.
in sports because he left. Well, let me cuss on this radio, man. Because he left sorry Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I mean, anybody been to Cleveland, man? I just have a bunch of friends in Cleveland. I tell them every time I see them, I will never go there.
Never.
Do you know how much money they have to pay me to go to Cleveland? I'm not going. Why wouldn't he want to leave Cleveland?
That's why I'm
Watch what
hoping
Donovan
Shador
Mitchell
don't get
do.
drafted there. I don't want him to.
Oh yeah, man.
I don't want him to have to endure that as well. Yeah, like you said, I don't get that, man. Y'all put these narratives out there, and it's literally all backed off the hate of Bron. Like that's the crazy part. All of this is literally just a big ploy to somehow diminish. Now I don't even know if it's to diminish LeBron's legacy. It's to protect the legacy of Michael Jordan because you already lied. Y'all lied about so much stuff, and y'all mad that we got film now. Y'all lied and said, man, he had to do this, and he was getting beat up every night in the league. And then every highlight we pull up of him getting beat up every night in the league is him in '88 getting beat up by the Pistons. I'm like, what happened when they beat the Hornets? What happened when they beat the Pacers? What happened when they beat all these other
Jalen,
teams? Like, why do we just keep bringing up '88 in the Pistons? And he lost when that happened. He lost.
Like
so why do we keep bringing that up? He didn't beat no great teams. That's like, come man, there's so many things. Like he did not beat the great teams he played.
No, they sucked.
The great teams he played, he lost. He did play the '80 Celtics, which was one of the greatest teams ever. He lost. He did play the Bad Boys Pistons, which is one of the greatest ever. He lost. Like, what are we talking about? He beat the Lakers when Magic announced he had AIDS 3 months after that. So you don't think he had it the 3 months, whatever he's saying that. Regardless if he had it or didn't have it, James Worthy didn't play, Byron Scott didn't play, his whole team was hurt. Like, y'all do all this to protect the narrative that ain't even true. We got the film now. So now we get to have opinions. Y'all said it was physical, and I'm looking at Jeff Hornacek trying to guard a 6'6" Michael Jordan. A 6'2" white dude from Iowa trying to guard Michael Jordan, one of the most athletic players ever. Of course y'all calling him Black Jesus. Y'all ain't never seen nobody do like that. You know who jumps like Michael Jordan? Derrick Jones Jr. Y'all never seen nothing like that. So now the dude on the end of the bench jumps like that. So, but at that time, y'all never seen that. Like, so come on, man. Let's stop with the crazy narratives. Let's stop with the Bronny hate, and let's please try to get off LeBron and get off Michael Jordan at the same time. Because some of y'all, 9 months ain't a long time. Some of y'all gonna have twins here soon if y'all don't stop trying to live off of this stuff with Michael Jordan, man. Like Stephen A, we checking on you, man. We'll send. I don't know who's wearing the Burberry shirt between you and Mike, but we'll send a gift out there. I want to go over to some breaking news that we had in the NFL. Russell Wilson signed a 1 year, $21 million deal with the New York Giants, changing up possibly how they approach this in the offseason and approach this in the draft. They got the number 3 pick. I said just yesterday on the show, I thought they were probably taking Shador with this pick after they went and signed Jameis Winston, who I think is a great backup. They went and signed Jameis Winston. But now with them signing Russell Wilson, we might see New York trade this pick back. We might see New York take a Travis Hunter if Travis Hunter is available at the number 3 pick. They got more options now, I feel like, now that they've gotten Russell Wilson in there. What do you think about the breaking news of Russell Wilson heading out to New York?
Yeah, man, I'm of the same mind. Like, okay, you have Jameis, you have Russell. What do you need to me? I feel like you can trade back and either get a quarterback that's not too much worse, or still get Shador. Or you can just take the best available. I've never been too high on these quarterbacks. Like, we're from Andrew Luck and Joe Burrow. Like, these guys are like, just true number one, like undecided. But you cannot miss on these guys. Yeah, I don't feel like none of these cats are there. I think they're going to take a couple years to come in and be possibly, be world beaters. I don't really even see them having the year that Jaden Daniels had, so I feel like maybe this might be a situation where you take the best available. And I was just arguing with somebody about this today. They're one of those kind of an old school football mind, or what side of the ball is Travis Hunter going to play? Both of them. What do you mean? Like,
Why not?
what, have you watched him on the field? Like, he has to be on the field at all times because he can literally out jump. He's a ball hawk, like the ultimate version of a ball hawk. The ultimate. You don't even find that, even like the agility, like the Trayvon Diggs of the world that can, are just great at catching the ball. Like, he's better than that. He's better than that.
Yeah.
He needs to be on the field. I don't care if he's only on the field in passing situations on both sides of the ball. You got to have him. You can do it, man. And I think Travis Hunter should be the first overall pick over Abdul Carter, over any quarterback, especially with this back end of quarterbacks that are coming out in the next couple years. The Arches, the Pacific Islander kid.
Yeah, the Nico kid in Tennessee.
Yeah, him. It's a lot. Yeah, like these kids are, I just don't feel like Shador and Cam are definitely the cream of the crop of this crop. But if you trade back and get Jackson Dart, I've seen Jackson Dart mock drafted in the 3rd round, and then as high as like the Steelers pick, or
I think he's going in the top 10.
Okay, yeah. So I saw one where he was in the Jets pick.
I think New Orleans is going to get him.
Oh, see,
I think New Orleans at 9 is
going to
give
up on. You going to give up on Rattler that early?
Man, hey, I'm not.
I mean, they talk about giving up on Will Levis, I guess. So I guess.
I'm not that. I mean, Rattler is cool, but I'm not that big of a fan of him. Jackson Dart is a bigger version. Throw the ball. He's got a bigger arm. All that kind of stuff. I can see it working. I know they sick of Derek Carr. If they sick of anybody, I know they sick of him. Derek Carr got to live somewhere.
Yeah.
He got to live in Baton Rouge. I know he can't live in New Orleans because they don't nobody in New Orleans like him. So I think they're gonna take him there too. But I agree with you though. I think Travis Hunter is, best available. You going on best available? That's Travis for sure, in my opinion.
Dude, all these mock drafts. My bad, man. But
no, go ahead.
All these mock drafts have they have where they think they're going to go, and then they're like their prospect rating. So like they'll be the number 1 prospect, but going 7 or 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
I get team need, man, but every mock draft has Travis Hunter 1 or Abdul Carter, but most of them have Travis Hunter 1, but he's going like 6th. That's ludicrous to me, man. Just take the best available guy. If you suck again, you're more than likely to get a better player next year. And if you truly don't feel like a quarterback is going to be coming out next year that you like more than these guys, maybe we can talk about it. But I feel like the draft class for quarterbacks is going to be better in the next 2 years, over the next 2 years.
Yeah, I agree with that. I that's my problem with the NFL and the draft. It's just a lot of overhyping consistently over and over, and it's not enough about talent. They go off the combine and all this other stuff, and they try to measure dudes' hand size and throwing ability and all this like we don't have film. We've got film. We don't need to see all that. I like Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward is going to be the number 1 pick. Cam Ward throwing the ball in an empty field and then catching a reverse pass in the back of the end zone is not going to change his film. I still think he's going to be number 1 pick regardless, but that's not going to change his film. Like, we got film on guys. Travis Hunter has the best film out there. It's the reason why he won the Heisman by a landslide, because he's got the best film out there. So he's the best player. And like you said, I think maybe now what the Giants doing is if they don't trade back, maybe Travis goes to the Giants. But before that, I thought he was going to go to 4 to the Patriots. Even though he's better than all the guys that are going to be drafted in front of him, I thought he was going to go to 4. Maybe we'll see him at 3 now. I'm hoping he doesn't get taken at 2. Because I hope Shador or Travis or Cam don't get taken by Cleveland Browns, because who wants to live in Cleveland? And obviously we've seen Cleveland take all these picks already, and they end up not working out. They've got too many other issues going on. So, but this New York Giants deal with Russell Wilson could be a game changer for at least how the draft is approaches. Maybe they still go with a Shador there, but I don't think so, especially after giving Russell Wilson $21 million. Like I said earlier, does this make them a playoff team now or something? No, but the Giants were going after veteran quarterbacks because Dayball and Joe Shane are coaching for their jobs right now. So they need somebody that can come in and actually run an offense and not a rookie. I think Cam Ward will still end up being the number 1 pick. I think a dual Carter will probably go at 2 because it just doesn't make sense to put that much money in the one room, in the quarterback room. If they do get a Shador, you're going to give him $40, $50 million. You're already paying Deshaun Watson all that money. They just traded for Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett's going to be the starter for Cleveland this year. So I think they go to Abdul Carter. So at 3, I see the Giants maybe taking the Travis Hunter right there, man, if they don't trade that pick back. If not, it'll be Shador at number 3 by somebody else moving up in the draft. Folks, we got a few minutes here left on the show. I want to go through a couple more quick takes. We just got done talking about the Bronny thing and all this stuff. A couple more funny ones here. First off, Doc Rivers had some interesting comments. Now, for those of you who watch the show, y'all know how I feel about Doc Rivers. I respect Doc Rivers and all that, NBA champion coach. I think he's just one of those coaches that keep getting a job for – I mean, when he got the Bucks job, I'm thinking maybe he got pictures on somebody. So I'm like, how did y'all let this dude get back in to be the coach when he's coming in to be the consultant? And then the dude that he's consulting goes 30-13, and you fire him, and you like, man, since you fired him, I mean, I guess I could do it. Nobody else is here. I guess maybe just throw me back in there. And then the team gets worse. So that's already crazy. But Doc Rivers just makes it worse because he says crazy stuff like this. He says he gets unfair criticism for blowing 3-1 leads. He says, I don't get enough credit for getting the 3 wins. It's unfair. That's just wild to say. It's unfair in some ways. I don't get enough credit for the 3 wins. I get the credit for losing. Well, that's because you lost, Doc. I mean, 2 + 2 is not equaling 4 right now for Doc Rivers. One of the things that I'm proud of is we've never been swept. Every coach has been swept before. My teams have never been swept. I got a team that was an 8 seed, up 3-1. That's coaching. This is not bad coaching. Talking about the 2003 playoffs where T-Mac and them were up 3-1 in the playoffs on the Pistons, and then the Pistons come back and win. He wants credit for that. The one with the Clippers is the only one that got away. The people don't realize Chris Paul was running on one leg. We were also the underdog in that series. When you think about it, Houston had home court, not us. Talking about the 2015 Western Conference playoffs. Okay, so Doc Rivers. First off, what are you talking about, bro? I don't get enough credit for the 3 wins and my 3-1 leads that I've blown. What? How did that make sense coming out of your mouth when you? That's one of those things you should have said. Hey, don't write that down, bro. Let me restate. Let me think about how I'm going to say this. I don't get enough credit for the 3 wins. It's because you're supposed to get 4 of them. Like, what are you talking? Like, I don't get enough credit for starting the race. Well, you got last place, so nobody cares that you started the race. They don't give me enough credit for how like that. That don't make any sense, Doc. That makes no sense. You're talking about they don't give me enough credit for the 3-1s, all the 3-1 leads I've blown. You've got the most Game 7 losses in NBA history. The most.
Oh, my God.
Dog, what are you talking about, bro? You were up 3-1 multiple times, and you blew it. You built a super team with the Celtics, a team that, just based off of how they talk, you would think has 10 rings. You got 1. You got 1 out of that. That was the best team you were ever on. You had the Clippers, who were clearly probably the best team in the league. The Warriors dynasty started off the Clippers' back because y'all kept underachieving. And that used to be my argument for whenever the Warriors, before they got KD, when everybody tried to make them so good and they beat LeBron and all this, yada, yada, they didn't have to play nobody because the Clippers were the favorite and they kept losing. Like the last Game 7 that Doc Rivers won is when Chris Paul, on one leg that he's talking about, hit that floater over Tim Duncan in overtime in a Game 7 against the Spurs when Tim Duncan played his last game in the NBA. That's the last time you won a Game 7. That is 2015, bro. That's the last time you won a Game 7. And now you're saying, man, I don't get enough credit for the 3 games that I won before I blew the 3-1 lead. Doc, you have to stop. Just stay out the media, bro. Just worry about the Bucks underachieving. Because right now you have Damian Lillard, who's playing great, and Giannis, who would be an MVP candidate, if not the MVP, if y'all team wasn't just so sorry. Why don't you just worry about coaching that after you swindled your homeboy out of a coaching job? What do you think about Doc Rivers' comments on him saying he doesn't get enough credit?
Okay, 2 things. One, I want to put in a petition for this man to start going by Glenn again.
Yeah.
You're going to start calling him Glenn. You don't deserve to be called Doc no more. 2, that excuse just sounds like something your wife told you. Like, what?
They should give you credit for the 3.
Yeah, well, you won 3 of them. I don't know why you're so upset. Well, Glenn, because you're supposed to win four. So, and uh, it, I don't know what dude's problem is, man. Like, there's so many questions about his career. Did he always sound like that? Does his brain work? Oh, like why does he think the way he does? And the questions like, well, oh my gosh, he keeps getting this. What was it, Antoine Griffin or
Adrian
Antoine
Griffin.
Griffin? It was Adrian Griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was egregious because on all parts, Bucks like
Yeah, everybody.
what? Oh man, let's get Doc Rivers. Like, no,
You gotta catch a
he
fade, bro.
just
If you're
got him out of
Adrian.
a coaching spot.
I mean,
He
recently
just got
fired.
him out of a coaching spot.
Months ago, he got fired. And then you were like bring him in as a consultant.
too. Well, like much deserved too. And then this dude, oh man, yeah, I can do it. Like what?
You're
Come
supposed to
on,
be a
Glenn.
consultant. Adrian got to catch the fade. I don't know if you tried to or not, but you got to fight Austin or something. You got to fight one of them, bro.
Yeah, he tripping, man. That Glenn Rivers, man, yeah, basketball legend.
Yeah, I don't know what Doc had going on for him to even make that statement. And it doesn't hurt that it comes out. I don't know when they did the interview, but Mark Spears put it out today, or put out the article that he wrote today, and the Bucks just happen to be on a 5-game losing streak. So this just comes out at perfect timing. like old Glenn, back at it again. Like you said, what did you lose the voice first? Like they say, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Did you become a coach before you lost your voice, or did you lose your voice and then become a coach? That's the first thing. Second, do you have pictures on somebody? Is that how you keep getting an NBA coaching job? I don't know how that works, and how you keep getting a job after continuing to fail. But I guess we'll give you more credit for failing kind of good instead of failing bad. I guess you made a 68. You didn't fail with like a 30. You just made a 68. So it wasn't too bad. That's what Doc Rivers or Glenn Rivers wants us to say about him. Folks, tonight Jimmy Butler makes his return to Miami as the Golden State Warriors will be taking on, as that game just started, I believe, taking on the Miami Heat. Right now, the Heat up 21-17. First, while we already talking about people that just be tripping like Doc Rivers, hey, Pat Riley, let the team go, bro. Whatever pictures you got on people, just let it go. You're actually really bad at being a GM. I'm glad that more people are starting to look into this whole Heat culture thing and actually starting to dissect it, because you actually haven't been that good. You want us to give you credit for just being okay. D. Wade and Shaq got you a championship in 06 because you kept coaching after that. What happened? L's. LeBron comes. You want to take credit for that? Well, we got 2 rings. LeBron got 2 rings. Jimmy Butler comes and, hey, we went to the finals twice, but not that good of a team because of Jimmy Butler. This had nothing to do with you. So I'm glad that Jimmy Butler got away from that and gets to tell his side of the story in this whole ordeal with with how he said this. He's had some things to say about questioning the Heat culture and questioning how they run their organization. He says, I have nothing to say to Pat, and Pat better not have anything to say to me on his return to Miami. That's what Jimmy Butler said about him going to Miami, about him returning to Miami. He said, I'm always painted as the bad guy. Everywhere I've been, I've always been the problem. I'll take that. I wonder if they look at the Heat the same way. There's no way I was the cause of all of this. That's what Jimmy Butler had to say, and it's true. Y'all said, oh, man, Jimmy Butler, he's ruining this. Hey, the Heat have been terrible since Jimmy stopped playing. When he plays, there's playoff Jimmy. They got a chance to go to the finals every year just if Jimmy Butler's playing. Last year, they got waxed in the playoffs because Jimmy Butler got hurt. Now Jimmy Butler leaves the team. Miami's terrible. They're 11 games under 500 right now. So Jimmy Butler gets his return. I don't know if they're going to do a tribute video, all this kind of stuff. But he gets to return to Miami and gets to really just laugh at them. I don't think the Warriors are going to do much this year. They're going to do more than the Heat, though. So let's take Pat Riley off this pedestal of all-time great. Okay, yes, he won. He's got multiple championships. Was somebody going to lose with Magic and Kareem as their star players? That's what I'm confused on. Was he supposed to lose those championships of having Magic and Kareem and James Worthy and Byron Scott and Michael Cooper? Like, he was supposed to lose? He went to the Knicks after that. I don't know how y'all forgot about that. What'd they do? Lose? Oh, man, they just lost to Michael Jordan, though. No, Michael retired, and he went to the finals. What'd he do? Lose? Okay, he goes to the Heat. Lose. They lose all the way up until he trades for another superstar and gets away from the Heat culture, homegrown guys, all this stuff. We'll get some out of the streets. No, you went and got a star and y'all won. Then you didn't want to pay Shaq. You treated him bad. What'd y'all do again? Lose. Matter of fact, before LeBron came there, y'all one of the worst teams in the league. Then you get LeBron. You win again. You don't let LeBron get his chocolate chip cookies. He leaves. Y'all lose some more. Y'all get Jimmy Butler. Y'all start to win. You lose again. So let's take Pat Riley off this pedestal. But what do you think about Jimmy Butler's return to Miami and just how this whole feud went down with Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley?
Yeah, man. Pat, Mr. Riley is he's running it. I mean, he's running the show over there. Like, you trying to, what is this? It's borderline like what the Mavericks or what Nico Harrison did and Doofus face over there. But they're, just culture, just you think he a mob boss or something, man. Like,
He does.
bro, just like, man, stop combing your hair back. All right, just let dudes play basketball, man. Like, if you want the money, like, you wouldn't be you're not anything without him. You haven't been anything without him. He gave you the flukiest finals run of all time. Like, it was that you should be grateful for that, because outside of him and Bron, where have you been? Where have you been? Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, I think Pat Riley is probably. I think Pat Riley is just power. It's what's it called, man? When people are just caught up in the past, thinking their name really carries the weight it does.
Pat Riley? I don't know what it's called. We're going to call it Pat
man.
Riley.
We're going to call it Pat Riley, man. We're going to call it Slick Back Moose, whatever.
Because ain't no way you still living off them championships in the 80s, bro. There's no way that we still living off that cachet of, well, he was the Lakers coach. Like, bro, that was how many years ago? Nobody in your organization, outside of maybe a couple of people, was even alive when that happened, bro. Coaches included. Like, so who cares about that? You won in 06 because you had Shaq and you brought in vets like Gary Payton, Antoine Walker, and all that, but you had Shaq, and D-Wade was a free throw merchant. That's why you won, bro. It wasn't a great coaching thing. D-Wade was averaging 35. That's why you won. And outside of that, there's nothing else.
And Tim Amo, what's the ref's name, man?
Yeah, Tim Donahue.
Him.
Yeah. He was in there fixing games.
Yeah.
He had D Wade plus 10 free throw makes. So anytime you looked at D Wade wrong, he's heading to the free throw line. And this ain't the down D Wade. Shout out to D Wade. That's one of the best finals performances we've seen.
It's the Flash.
That's the Flash. Like, ain't no disrespect. Now you might got another name now that you stop playing basketball. We don't know what it is, but we'll leave you out of that. But D Wade, man, and what you did, that was great. Pat Riley, that ain't nothing to do with you. Let's stop with this whole mob boss thing. I know you're Italian, bro, but we don't care. Like, you really just fed into this whole mob boss thing. I'm gonna comb my hair backwards and I'm a fake smoke a cigar and just let it burn in the room like a candle. Like, nobody cares, bro. You treat your stars bad. That's why you get the results that you get. And now Jimmy Butler's gone, you're gonna go right back to being sorry. It's just is what it is. It's only one white boy that can be the lead guard, and he plays in L.A. That's Luka. Tyler Hero's not gonna work until he truly taps in to that inner white, and we see him start wearing like Crocs and stuff. It's not gonna work. As long as he gets the fade and he's wearing J's, it's not gonna work, man. There's only one way you can lean into this. It'll never work with you trying to
If
be
he
that
pay
dude.
attention, if he pays attention and he really want to lock in, he gonna have to go get him some Birkenstocks or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Only way it's gonna work.
but his homeboy realizing, man, like, hey, man, I might need to start, backing off from this, this whole ensemble I got going on and start getting into this Post Malone bag.
Yeah.
And his boy is starting to trickle back over to the other side, man. And Tiger, you probably need to go with him. Jack Harlow, we ain't seen him in a minute, man. I'm telling you, you might need to go on with your boy.
We haven't. As long as you're getting the fade. Look at your homeboy Duncan Robinson. He's fine. Got him a nice little contract. Shoots the ball. Hair slick to the side.
Oh, yeah.
Until you get one of them, it's not going to work out for you, man. As long as you're getting the fade and you jacking culture. I'm just gonna say, as long as you jacking culture, bro, it's not gonna work for you, man. It's not gonna work.
Hey,
You got to tap into the inner
tell you
you.
where to start. We're gonna tell you where to start right now. We're gonna get you a two faded to a one on the sides with a comb over. You'll get all the blessings you need, man. All them powers gonna come right back. Right? That's all you got. Like look at your boy. Look at not Kentucky, but the other blue team, Duke. This is your boy.
Man.
I mean, before he got hurt, man, he was looking real good. And you know what he got? Just special.
Hey, Cooper Flag is nice.
Special.
I guess that's a good transition before we get off here on the show from one white boy to the other that's playing basketball. Cooper Flag is nice. At first, I was like, man, y'all tripping. Y'all kind of hyping this dude up, and I know he go to Duke and all. Nah. Cooper is nice, bro. He's nice. And that Monte, that's what makes him nice. It's the defense. It's the defense that makes him nice. I seen somebody the other day say his best NBA comp is Kawhi Leonard, and I actually kind of like that. Like, he's really like that on defense, and he can put the ball in the hoop, and he got a bag, and he by 6'10". That's why I really don't see nobody beating Duke as they move forward, especially the way the Florida looked against UConn. I don't see nobody beating Duke moving forward from here, man, because they got that boy Cooper Flag. But like you said, he's tapped in. You not tapped in, Tyler. You trying to beat Jerome. You're not trying to beat Tyler.
Diamonds in your mouth.
Yeah. You got the grill
going,
and
man?
stuff. You're not Jamar Chase, man. You're Tyler Hero. Just be Tyler. You're from Kentucky. Nothing wrong with that.
From Wisconsin.
No, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Like, yeah, like, dude.
And not Milwaukee either.
No, not Milwaukee. You from one of them other places where they eat cheese all day. But yeah, so Jimmy Butler making his return to the Miami Heat right now. Miami up 33-25 in that game. That game just got started over there on TNT, I believe. Folks, pretty much out of time here today. Want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. One last story. I seen the Stanford head coach got fired. I believe the Stanford head coach got fired after only his second season there, and I thought it was just because, Stanford's terrible. Stanford's been terrible since what's his name left. I thought that's why he got fired. Whole time, dude is getting fired because he's hitting on trainers. He's doing all. I'm like, nah. I thought this dude was just getting fired because he trash. Whole time, dude is out here being freaky T and hitting on trainers and making women be uncomfortable. We don't condone that here. We don't condone that here, man, on Centex Primetime. If you're out here trying to be the freaky football coach, you're getting fired. So I'm glad he got fired. Shout out to Andrew Luck. I didn't know this dude was the GM of the whatever that means of Stanford, but he had to come out and make a whole statement. I'm like, dang, that's Andrew Luck. The second worst voice in sports. The number one worst voice in sports is Patrick Mahomes. Andrew Luck is a strong two. Patrick Mahomes got the worst voice right now in sports, only because Andrew Luck retired early, who had the second worst voice in sports. He's always sounding like he's eating mashed potatoes or something. I don't know what's going on with his voice, but he had to come out and make a statement. Go ahead.
Do you remember that book, man? Do you remember that book when we was growing up, man? And it was like Mr. Frog and Toad or something. And they used to be in there with three-piece suits floating down the river, bro. Best friends. Yeah, man, that's dude, man. That's Andrew Luck and Patrick Mahomes. Mr. Frog and Mr. Toad.
They got the two worst voices in sports. Like, we was talking about Doc Rivers got like that. I don't know how Patrick Mahomes got like that. That's why they lost the Eagles, because he was feeding into that too much, man. He got to go back to his dad and say he's smoking on the Joe Burrow pack for him to get back. But the Stanford head football coach Troy Taylor announced that he was fired from the school. They have found Taylor to be bullying and belittling female athletic staffers. Also, repeatedly made inappropriate comments to other women on the staff about their appearance. Freaky T, you're done in Stanford. We got rid of you,
somebody, man.
Who is that?
It reminded me of a safety coach I used to know, but whatever. But yeah, we digress, man. Hey, I never understood. I never understood, man. It's like when this type of stuff happens, like it's like you got the team and then you got the staffers. It's like 25 of y'all. Why y'all just don't jump, dude? Like,
come on, man.
Jump him.
And this is an old looking guy too. Like, man, just slap him or something. Y'all ain't got no brothers. You had to go call up there. You supposed to get one of your brothers to steal off on dude or something. First of all, you just deserve to be
so see-
fired because Stanford's terrible. You went 3-9 2 seasons in a row, bro. Like, you got to go.
Jeez.
3-9 in the ACC. I only even brought it up because I hate the fact that Stanford's in the ACC. Please remove them effective immediately. Like, it doesn't make sense.
They're in the Atlantic Coastal Conference.
Them and Cal. And wonder why they lose every game.
Bro.
They got a 6-hour flight to play on Wednesday night. A Wednesday night game, and you got to get a 6-hour flight to go across literally to the other side of the United States to play a regular game. And wonder
I'd
why
be
they
so
saw
mad.
it. Like,
I wouldn't go there just because of that.
that's why people don't go there.
I try.
It's why they trash.
Oh, my goodness.
It's why they trash. And so, Freaky T, you're done, man. You're out as the coach. And Andrew Luck, just become the coach, bro. I don't know what you're doing. You already quit on football. I mean, I wasn't too sad about it because I was tired of the Colts beating the Texans. But still, let's see you get back in this light, man. Get back on the takeover. You the GM right now. Just take over as coach. What you can't do, you literally can't do any worse than what these dudes are doing. Because Stanford's been terrible for years now, really since you left, but especially the last few years. They have been terrible out there as well. So he's gone as the head coach there. Last point of news here, Stephon Diggs signs a 3-year deal with the New England Patriots worth $69 million. Now, I brought up Stephon Diggs yesterday on the show. I had PJ on here, and we talked about Stephon Diggs because we were bringing up how these rappers need to stop trying to have fake beef with athletes. Because it was reported Offset he's got a beef, and he got a beef with Stephon Diggs because of what Bro, you can't have a beef with a professional athlete, bro. There's nothing physically you can beat him at. You can't beat him at a thumb wrestle. You can't beat him in an arm wrestling contest. You definitely ain't going to beat him in a fight. What's the beef about?
He literally fights people, wrestles people every day. And you
Daily.
Think, lean drinking, weed smoking.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You drink every day. You smoke every day. You can't do 15 push-ups in a row. And you're going to beat – the people in the NFL are they're the 1% of athletic humans on earth. They're in that 1% of the most athletic humans that are walking earth right now. And you're going to beat those guys up. Like I said yesterday, Cam Newton should have showed y'all when he manhandled 3 grown men without throwing a punch. He balled their collars up like little kids and manhandled them. That should have taught y'all right then and there.
Understand. That's what people don't understand. Like, okay, y'all see muscles and be like, "Oh, them muscles don't mean nothing." Okay, it's not. Those aren't gym Planet Fitness muscles, bro.
No,
that's real strength, real 0% body fat, real mobile strength. All that stuff was built by lifting heavy things and lifting heavy people, bro. Like that's not no Planet Fitness. Oh, I can bench press 315, but I can't. Man, I'm telling you right now, you see somebody that's swole on the street and put them up against one of these little 190, 185-pound NFL players. That little Paris Campbell probably, I know it's a random reference. Paris Campbell, he's little Turp, even Cavante Turpin, 160 pounds. So they gonna mess y'all up. They got real strength. They've been lifting weights since they was 12. Literally.
They move other strong, grown men against their will. They're not trying to get moved, and they move them. And they're also some of the strongest people on earth. Like, what are you talking about, bro? And you got beef with him? She's gone. I said it yesterday on the show. Any rapper that you see, that's why I hate to see the athletes coming. That's real money. And they're also really strong. Like, you can't beat them in a fight. You can't beat them in money. Stephon Diggs is coming off a torn ACL. He just got 3 years, $69 million. Offset, you haven't made $69 million.
Rap you.
Yeah, see, now then you just got to.
You probably lose battles.
You got to switch cheese.
What if you can really rap?
Nothing left to do at that point.
If Stephon Diggs actually come out and can actually rap, bro, random, because people can rap. Random, people can rap. Don't get it twisted.
I'm waiting to see what Michael Penix was saying on the sideline that one time.
Man, Michael Penix can rap. Miles Bridges, man. Like
Miles Bridges,
he sounds just like you. Yeah, he sounds just like y'all.
He do.
Y'all not better than that dude.
He do.
Like
somebody got to tell him in the NBA though. He got to stop. He got to stop. His raps is too explicit.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about cussing.
Yeah.
He just being extra federal on there, bro. You already posted a picture of you with a cup of some lean with a blunt next to it. Unprovoked post. You posted that on your story completely unprovoked. No one caught you, no TMZ. You're in a tinted car and you took a picture of it. So your thinking skills, clearly, we know it was yours because your thinking skills aren't catching up. But yeah, that's what I was bringing up yesterday with Stephon Diggs. So it's just funny that today he happens to get a contract, signs a 3-year deal, $69 million with the Pats. The Pats have been spending money in the offseason. I like the Mike Vrabel hire. I didn't like that they fired Gerard Mayo after 1 year, but I do like the hire of Mike Vrabel. And they've been spending the bag. They spent all that money on the D tackle out of Philly. They just gave this dude a bag. Patriots might be trying to make a turnaround, man. Yeah, they went and got linemen.
Yeah, they're gonna. I was gonna say when you brought up Stephon Diggs, like I'm not gonna say playoffs, but I'm definitely gonna say above 500. I'm definitely gonna say that.
I might say better than the Jets, or better than the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, I mean, who's the Jets quarterback? Like who's playing quarterback for the Jets? All right, yeah, okay, yeah. Patriots gonna be second in that conference. Or third, depending on two decide.
Yeah, because Miami trash too.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Miami trash. They trash. It's because they coach is trash. I'm not trusting no coach that vape, bro. You're a grown man. How did you get pulled into that? This vaping is a new era, bro. You're 40. How did you get pulled into this new era of vape? You were an adult when vape came out. You weren't hitting the vape in the bathroom in 8th grade like these kids now that's addicted to vape before they can even graduate, which is crazy. Y'all lungs gonna be fried. But you a grown man.
Yeah.
How did you even get on that?
Grown man. And you know what? And I don't want to disparage anybody's hobbies, but I don't want my NFL coach to look like he's good at Legos.
For real.
Not into that.
Me and Tua bond by playing Call of Duty all night. Boy, if you don't go draw a play,
stop motion. Like he played with Play-Doh or something, man.
I knew dude was off a little bit, and this is the last one because we got to get out of here. We got to talk. I knew dude was off a little bit when he identified as biracial. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? We clearly can see you're biracial. What are you talking? You look like the dude off Holes. 0. So we already can clearly see that you biracial, bro. What are you talking? I identify as biracial. All right, bro. You play video games, you vape, and now you're biracial. And you got Trey Young hair. I don't even know how that happened. So this is why you can't be a good NFL head coach. There's too many things going against you. Last year it was proven that you can't coach because Tua got hurt. And y'all proceeded to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Not slightly competitive. I'm talking about with dogs on the roster. You still got Tyreek Hill. You got Waddle. You got 2 or 3 good running backs. You got Jalen Ramsey. You got Javon Holland. All these dudes on the defensive side of the ball. And y'all were terrible. So that's you. We're not blaming on Tua or none of these other guys. You clearly just can't coach. So shout out to Mike McDaniel, man. I hope this is your last year in Miami. But, folks, we out of time here on the show today. Want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. Tomorrow we got baseball here on Centex Sports Network and softball on Centex Sports Network, so we won't have the show tomorrow. But we'll be back on Thursday with a full roster here up here on the show. We'll have all the guys come in. They'll be here in studio. And we got plenty more topics to talk about as we got March Madness is starting back up. Sweet 16 starts on Thursday as well, so we'll talk about that. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. Want to thank Kyrell for joining in here in the last hour of the show to talk with us here today. Signing off here today is Jalen Gillis. We will see you guys next time here on Centex Primetime. Everybody have a great evening.